What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I am Steve. I go over Turo and how to make your fleet run as smoothly as possible. And these rules do apply for anybody trying to get into the car rental fleet, period. Now, I mainly deal with Turo, so that's kind of what I go with. I did a little bit of get around in the past, and we just honestly, Turo does better. They're more well known in the higher end cars, and it just happens. They're just on point with things a little bit better than anybody else at the moment, so that's why I stick with Turo. You guys may disagree, whatever, drop it in the comments, let me know what you think, but for me, this is what I stick with and what I'm able to help you guys out most with. A lot of these things do apply to any car rental fleet that you have, period. So once again, it's all back to customer service. That's all it is. So this is the second video on most asked questions from the new hosts that I see a lot, and we'll jump right into it. If you guys do need that one-on-one time with me, make sure you check the description. I'll leave a link so you can get a hold of me. And I would also appreciate it for the algorithm purposes. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, do all that stuff down at the bottom, and let's get right into it. Okay, so now on AllStar Host, should I go after it and is it worth it? I would say definitely go after it, and it could be very good for you depending on your market. Now, if you're in somewhere like Hawaii, honestly, I think some of the hosts out there have even said it doesn't matter. I really don't think it matters in Hawaii when you're at that much of a high demand. It doesn't matter. You're going to get booked. But I guarantee you, you're going to end up as an AllStar host by the end of 3 months anyway if you're in a market like that. Now, if you're out in a different market, it'll help boost your views on the algorithm. Your cars will show up first, your ratings, you know, and people can search for most dependable hosts and most reliable hosts basically and look you up that way, which is going to be huge. So it will boost things a little bit. You do get a little bit more support from Turo, a little bit faster with the claims. You end up with a $100 travel voucher each year, but you have to be able to maintain this. Well, there is criteria that you have to abide by, and it's basically 90% acceptance rate, communication rate, not canceling on people, and just basically giving that AllStar host experience. So definitely go after it, and I will tell you, they don't advertise it too much, but you can actually get into a power host status as well as hero hosts. You know, there's so many different things that you can get onto that it will help you out tremendously. So definitely try and strive for that. Okay, so now the next thing, should I do single day bookings? My thing is, do it if it works out for you. Me personally, I don't do single day bookings. I feel like those are just kind of the most troublesome. There's usually not up to any good when they need the car just for 1 day. So I usually try and do a 2-day minimum. And some of my cars I even do 3-day, because why not? If you're able to lock them into your car for that much longer, that's even better. And it just kind of weeds out the people that are just using your car just to do a mule run or whatever they're trying to do. If you're in the fancy cars and they're trying to use it for just 1 day, usually they're not up to much good. Now, sometimes people will book your cars and they're wanting to go out on a date night and they don't want it for the 2 days. But my thing is, weed out the ones that you're able to right off the bat. So stick with 2-day minimums and try and stay away from those day bookings. That just seems to be, that's when you have the most problems, most problematic renters. So definitely do what you need to with that. But that's where I stand. 2-day minimums. Try not to do the 1 day too much. Next question we're gonna get into. Should I have the renter or pick up and drop off at my house? And on top of this will be kind of a 2-part question. Can I let the renter use my car but leave their car at my house, at my residence? Now, my whole thing is, once again, do what works for you. Me personally, if I'm doing a couple hundred trips a year, or I have multiple cars, for one, if I have multiple cars, depending on where you live, you're not going to be able to store them all at your house, but do you really want multiple people coming to your house on the daily? People, complete strangers, you have no clue what's what. Do you really want them coming to your house? Me personally, no. That's why I go find parking. I pay for parking, do whatever I have to. Or even if you have a couple cars, 1 or 2, pick a spot, pick a park, pick a grocery store, parking lot, whatever, something public where you can go do the handoff or do whatever you have to and try and keep them away from your house. That is me personally. I don't want that. And on top of this, when they start asking, hey, I'm going to be using your car to go out of town, can I leave my car at your place? That's another thing for me. No, I don't want to be responsible or liable for anything that goes on with your car. For all I know, you could have just robbed a bank down the street and now you're using this car and you're leaving it in my front yard and it's full of drugs, and then all of a sudden the cops are showing up and saying, what's going on here? Like, that's pretty extreme. I don't know that that'll ever happen, and I sure as heck hope it doesn't for you guys, but that's very possible. Bottom line, I don't want their car in front of my house, and I don't want the liability of, what if somebody comes by and sideswipes it? Are they going to try and put that on me? No, I don't even want to mess with it. So It's up to you if you want to deal with it, but me personally, nah, that's a no-no, not gonna happen. Okay, now the other thing that I got, last one for this video, is tickets. Tolls, tickets, parking violations, anything like that. What happens with that, and does it end up affecting my insurance? The simple answer is no. The tickets follow the driver. Now these are for moving violations. Obviously parking tickets and tolls, it's a lot harder to get it for the driver, but you will able to see timestamps of when the trip was and when the ticket was actually issued, and you're able to go back and charge it back to the renter and show your proof that it wasn't me, it wasn't, you know, my ticket, it was this driver. Now moving violations, those tickets follow the driver. So if I get a ticket in your car, that's gonna hit my insurance, not your guys' stuff. Like, it's not gonna matter. It doesn't follow the car. You know, you get the red light cameras, yes, it shows up, but for the most part, you're able to go back and say, oh, okay, on September 16th of, 2017, this is what happened. Obviously, this is past the date that you can go back and charge somebody, but it'll have a timestamp, and you can go back and say, oh, Johnny was driving the car that day, so that's not on me. So there is ways to protect yourself with it, and just know that any moving violations, they're gonna follow the driver themselves. They're not gonna come after your personal insurance, and they shouldn't be able to find your personal insurance with all this stuff, period. Hopefully some of this has kind of helped clear up some things for you guys, make it as clear as mud. Like, subscribe, leave comments below. What is it that you're having issues with? And definitely check that link if you need to get one-on-one. I'm definitely here to help you guys, not afraid to answer whatever questions you have, whether it be something minor of how do I list my car to, hey, we just wrecked our car, what do we do now? Let me know, drop it in the comments, and we will be sure to catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Later, y'all.